Bitcoin is dumping further back down. Are we going to see levels below the $52,000? In this video I will update you about everything about what's going on for Bitcoin and if we're going to see much lower level for Bitcoin or are we going to see a bounce from now. Watch this video all the way to the end to be updated about the market for the coming week. Later in the video I will also discuss two altcoins with you. I will discuss Ethereum and I will also discuss FetchAI. With that being said, let's dive right into the charts. In my videos during the weekend I was talking about the CME GAP for Bitcoin and that it was opened at the $56,350 and that I was saying that we're going to see a close eventually of this CME GAP, and we can see Bitcoin pumped in the weekend all the way to the $58,000 and yeah, we came back down, we closed the gap and now we are even trading below the gap, so it's looking a little bit more bearish. If we have a look at the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin is in this huge downtrend and yeah, it is looking very bearish, and of course we want to see eventually a trend reversal for Bitcoin, but for now the trend is down and every time we touched a certain resistance area we got a big rejection. We retested the previous support as resistance, we got a rejection again, we retested this support again as resistance and we saw a rejection again. So every time it's look a little bit like a stairs to the downside, and yeah, this is looking very clean price action for shorters actually. But of course we want to see more bullishness coming into the market, but if you are trading these kind of structures then you would have been in Valhalla, because it's looking very clean. And every time we broke below the certain support area, we retested this as resistance, and from there you could have entered the market in a short. So for now Bitcoin also got rejected by this resistance area, and we might even see lower levels. And this is the big first support for Bitcoin, and it will be around the $52,000. So yeah, we could go all the way back here and maybe even break below this support area, retest this previous support as resistance, and then come further back down. And that would be yeah, just a continuation of the trend, as I was saying. Yeah, I've been buying Bitcoin all the way yeah, during this dip and also at this support level. So I will buy eventually more Bitcoin at the $52,000. My limit orders are already set. And yeah, if we're breaking below this support area on the $52,000, we might even see levels lower than that. And my big first support will be around this level, and that will be around the $44,500. So yeah, I will also place limit orders here for Bitcoin. And yeah, the further we go down, the more Bitcoin I buy. And yeah, eventually in the long term, I expect that Bitcoin will eventually go up. And also the German government is still holding 2.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. And yeah, they could also dump it on the market. But we also saw on the weekend that the German government was buying $111 million worth of Bitcoin. So that was a bit of a strange move and a surprising move for everyone. And everyone was thinking that the German government will sell everything, and they're just increasing their holdings for their portfolio. So I think this is a very good move for Germany. But yeah, they still hold those 2.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. And if we look at the Bitcoin ETF inflows, we saw that on Friday we saw an increase of $143 million. So that is insane. And today the US markets will be open again. So let's see if the Bitcoin ETFs can show some strength again. Bitcoin is also still in this broadening wedge on the daily time frame. We can see multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and multiple touch points on the downside as support. And currently we are back at this lower side support level for Bitcoin. So yeah, we already saw a bit of a bounce from this level, and yeah, Bitcoin is now turning bearish again. Eventually we're going to see a retest of this previous support, and yeah, of course we want to see a bounce, but we can also see a bearish break, retest the support as resistance and come further back down. And this would be a very bearish scenario, of course. But as I was saying, this will be the first big support, and it will be around the $52,000. So let's see what Bitcoin is going to do in the daily time frame. Yeah, the bullish scenario will be that we're going to see a bounce from this level and eventually going to see a revisit of this topside resistance, maybe even force a break to the top side and then create new all-time highs. But yeah, this looks very far away for now. But in the past we also saw a very rapid increase from here, and of course this huge spike to the top side was also very short. So in crypto, the price can increase very quickly, but we can also fall down very quickly. In these kind of bearish days and weeks, it feels like the dump is never ending. But also in these kind of green territories, people always think that we're going straight to the $100,000. but we also have to see a little bit of more consolidation and then create a move to the top side again. And this is actually very healthy price action. And one thing for Bitcoin is very interesting, if you ask me, and that it is daily bullish divergence. We are seeing a lower low on the chart and we are seeing a higher low on the RSI, and most of the time these kind of bullish divergence on the daily time frame indicate that we are going to see a bottom, because the selling pressure is cooling off and the buying pressure is coming into the market. So we want to see a little bit more upside for the RSI, and that will maybe have a bullish effect for the price on the chart. We can also see this in the past. This happened a lot of times. Here we saw at the bottom, we saw a lower low for Bitcoin on the chart, and here we saw a higher low on the RSI. So this was also indicating that the selling pressure was cooling off, and eventually we saw a spike to the top side, and that wasn't having a very bullish effect for Bitcoin on the chart. So yeah, let's see what Bitcoin is going to do in the shorter term with this bullish divergence, and if it's going to play out or not. Yeah, for me, this is one of the biggest indicators for now that we're going to maybe see a trend reversal for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin saw a 27% decrease already from the all-time high. So this is the biggest drop in this bull market. And yeah, these kind of drops are happening throughout every bull market, so you don't have to panic. Yeah, so this is very normal in crypto. So for instance, when Bitcoin was in this huge rally to the top side and then fell below 35%, everyone was panicking here. But then we shoot back up and everyone was in stages of euphoria again. And then we saw another drop of almost 38%. And I can guarantee you that at this point, everyone was panicking as well. But then we saw a huge spike to the top side again. And we saw on another drop of 30%. But from that point, yeah, Bitcoin made an increase of more than 230%. So keep in mind that in the long term, Bitcoin overall will always increase in the long term. So just don't panic, hold your backs, and you can maybe even buy the dip. And eventually, in hindsight, you will thank yourself that you're going to buy these dips, because Bitcoin always will create upside momentum in the long term. The first altcoin I want to talk about is Ethereum. Ethereum is back at this critical support level on the daily time frame. We saw multiple touch points in the past as support for Ethereum at this place. And now we're back at this huge support area. We can already see a bit of a bounce. And this huge green candle was the euphoria candle because of the Ethereum ETF news. And now we're back at stages below the 3000, so that is insane. Even with the Ethereum ETF coming soon. And yeah, the Ethereum ETF could go live in the coming weeks. What we want to see for now is that we're going to see a bounce to this resistance level again. Maybe force a break to the top side and create more upside momentum. But the trend is down on the daily time frame, so we could also see more bearish levels for Ethereum, and eventually we could break this support, retest it as a resistance, and then see a rejection from this resistance. So that will be the bearish scenario. But of course we want to see a trend reversal and eventually break this downtrend to the top side and create more bullish price action. And also I've been buying Ethereum during this downtrend. I bought at this support level and I also bought at this support level. And if we are breaking down to this level, I expect that we're going to see this level first, and that will be around the $2,600. And I also placed spot buy orders at this place. So when Ethereum is going down more, I just buy more Ethereum. Another interesting AI project I've been talking about a lot during this bull market is FetchAI. We can see FetchAI had this crazy run up during the pre-bull market phase. And now we are seeing a little bit of downtrend for Fetch. And yeah, we broke below this support level on the daily time frame. We retested this as a resistance and then saw a further rejection down. And now we are back at this support level on the daily time frame. We can see multiple touch points here. And yeah, for now it's holding strong. But we are also seeing a downtrend for Fetch. And it could also mean that we're going to see a break below the support, retest it as resistance, and then come further back down. And this will be a continuation of the downtrend for Fetch. But of course, also here, we want to see a trend break and eventually more topside price action for Fetch. And eventually we want to see this huge resistance getting broken to the top side, retest it as support, and then come further back up. And this would indicate that Fetch is going higher. So also at these kind of support levels, I've been buying more Fetch. And eventually when Fetch is going back down again, I will also buy at this level, because this is the first big support area for Fetch, and that will be around 66 cents. And also you don't want to buy at these kind of places at the top, but you have to buy at these kind of prices, and in the end you will make a lot of money. I hope you find this video useful. Give this video a like, Follow me on Twitter for everything you need to know about crypto, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.